Hello, YouTube. I'm on here to share about warnings. There are so many warnings in this world that people just ignore every day. Okay? People think they can go around and say what they want to say to people and live however they want, but no consequences to it. Okay? And there's warnings all in the world, but people ignore warnings. They ignore warnings. Jesus Christ has plenty warnings in the Bible, but people ignore the word of God. They ignore everything. Okay? But when the consequences come, they can't deal with the consequences. Think they can live however they want, do whatever they want, and there's no consequences from it. Put anything inside their body, inside the body that God made, and just do whatever. That's what people think freedom. That's not freedom. That ain't freedom. Being able to go around doing whatever you want, that ain't freedom. That ain't freedom. Jesus Christ in warnings, warning young men and women, be careful how you live. Be careful how you live. People are ignoring the days that we're living in. And he's saying, be careful how you live. Be very careful how you live. But nobody's paying attention to that. People is going out doing whatever. So Ephesians 5:15. Be very careful then how you live. Do not live as unwise, but like those who are wise. Therefore, be careful how you live. He's saying, be careful how you live. These days we're living in are very dangerous, but people don't care. People just ignore the consequences about the world we're living in. And he says in Ephesians 5:15, be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but make the most of every opportunity because these days are evil. Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand what the Lord's will is. His will is. Do not get drunk on wine, which leads to debauchery. Instead, be filled with the Holy Spirit. So, how you live can catch up with you. We was put on this earth to follow God's will. Whatever decision you make gonna lead you somewhere. It's gonna lead you somewhere. So you think you can go around, do whatever you want, say whatever you want to people, and there ain't gonna be no consequence from it? That's the way a lot of young men and women are living today. Then they cry when they sitting in jail or prison. Jesus Christ is sending a warning out. Jesus Christ sent a warning to young men and women living in the world today. Be very careful then how you live. These days are evil that we're living in. Find out what the Lord's will is. But nobody wants to do what God wants them to do, what they was put here to do. They want to follow what they want to do. That's not freedom, being able to go around and say whatever you want to people and act crazy. That's not freedom. The world's definition of freedom is fake. So how you live will catch up with you. There's warnings in this world. There's warnings on the street. People ignore the warnings. There's warnings everywhere. And there's still consequences. They don't go away. How you live, if you live in crooked, it's going to catch up with you. If you talk in noise and running your mouth, it will catch up with you. People continue to ignore Jesus Christ and ignore having a relationship with him. You think you can live whatever way you want and it ain't gonna catch up with you? It will. It will. Be careful then how you live, not as unwise, but make the most of every opportunity, because these days are evil. Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand what the Lord's will is. Do not get drunk on wine, which leads to debauchery. Instead, be filled with the Holy Spirit, speaking to one another hymn songs. So, how you live can catch up with you. How you live can catch up with you. Warnings all over. People ignore warnings. People ignore it. The world's definition of freedom is just go crazy, act crazy, say whatever you want. That's not freedom. That ain't freedom. That's not freedom. Real freedom. I'm gonna come back and share what real freedom is. Okay. But how you live can catch up with you. I know we're not perfect. It's not about perfection. But there's still consequences. How you live can catch up with you. These days are very evil. We're supposed to be on this earth to do God's will. A lot of people trying to do their own will. How you live can catch up with you. All these warnings, but you keep ignoring the warnings. Like the warning light on your car telling you the car out of gas, you ignore that. You think you can live however you want, and ain't nothing gonna come from it. And Jesus Christ is telling you, watch how you live. When you ain't living for Him, you just living for yourself. Man, that's dangerous. Just living for yourself, just following what the world got going on. Consequences will come. He said, be very careful then how you live. Don't be foolish. Find out what God's will is. The world we live in is dangerous. The way you live can't catch up with you. Your consequences. You choose to follow yourself and live for yourself. There's consequences behind that. How you live can't catch up with you. Bye bye.